Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nacy Hornaday, and today I'm going to be talking about a very exciting topic because I love fall winter fashion, even though I do not like fall and winter itself, at least not the typical temperatures associated with those seasons. But I live in Florida, so I get the best of both worlds. I get to dress the part sometimes if it's not too hot, of course, but don't really have to adhere to those extreme temperatures. So if you like my videos and you haven't done so already, please subscribe by clicking on the red subscribe button below and the notification bell so that you're alerted whenever new videos come out. You can also follow me on Instagram at Nacy.Hornaday for daily outfit inspiration. I also post some, health and wellness type of posts with recipes, workout routines, those sort of things. Let's jump into the video. So my number one absolute favorite trend this season is the old monochrome look. And if you're into watching the big fashion house shows or anything like that, you would have noticed that Max Mara was really leading on this. A lot of the pieces that came through their autumn winter 2019 collection had this beautiful earth tones, but everything was very monochromatic. So with this monochrome look, the most popular one this season, of course, is the earth tones, the browns, the beiges, all shades of browns, basically. It's like brown is the new black this season, and I am loving it. Typically it's more of a spring color, but I do love to see it so much now as it's getting colder, and it just lightens everything up, including your mood. So if you haven't tried it yet, I really recommend jumping into the bandwagon. Plus, it's although it's trendy right now, these pieces aren't pieces that are going to go out of style because it's such a neutral color that goes with every color tone. At least there should be some shade of brown that goes with your skin tone, whether you're warm tone or cool tone. So like I said, my favorite is to do monochrome, all like beigey brown look, like what I'm wearing right now. I show you. And by the way, the top is this top by Diane Von Furstenberg. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I absolutely adore her top. She does the most beautiful like wrap dresses and silk tops. I love her silk tops, but they're really pricey. They're like $300, $400. So if you like her pieces, I suggest doing what I did, going on Poshmark, and I get a lot of wonderful, used designer clothing pieces or vintage pieces from there. Like, for example, I think I only paid like $38 for this piece that was probably originally over 300 bucks, and it's in perfect condition. I love this piece. So I show you. So I'm wearing this with this darker beige culottes and the even darker brown over the knee boots, and just to add a little bit of interest to this monochromatic look, I have my Gucci Ophidia handbag, which I absolutely love because I also have brown tones. Another monochrome color combination that I really, really love, and it's probably my other favorite besides the brown and beiges, is ivory and off-white, especially for fall winter. I don't necessarily like a bright white head-to-toe look. I think it cheapens the look a little bit. Maybe if you have a crisp white shirt, that's fine. I think it looks more sophisticated and more in part with the season if you do stick more with ivories and off-white. Of course, you can do head-to-toe black. That's a monochrome that's always gonna be trending. But when you're doing this head-to-toe black look, for black, I would say it helps add a little interest since it's something that so many people do if you mix textures. So for example, like here I have black leather pants and then a turtleneck, but I also have this fur vest. When I'm gonna wear this, I don't know, because it's actually not that cold here yet. But as it gets colder and I take out my leather pants, I am excited to pair it with this fur vest because I think, it's something that at least adds different points of interest, and it's not just a big black blob. So finally, for the monochromes, you know, like if you're really adventurous, then of course you can do monochromes in bright colors as well, and that's really refreshing because usually we see more of a neutral colors and darker colors for fall. But I like that we're getting more adventurous. Like nobody's really paying attention to the no white after Labor Day rule anymore, and people are wearing brighter colors throughout the year. So for example, like this year, I've seen a lot of red in the catwalk. Like if you're brave enough to do a head to toe red look, I would just recommend toning it down. If you're gonna do head to toe red, just toning it down with neutral shoes and accessories, and maybe a little bit the makeup, maybe to make it a little bit more subdued so that it doesn't cheapen the look. Another trend that it's not really specific for this season, it keeps coming back, but you know, it's here again, it's leather. And the different thing about leather this season is that, you know, before it used to be just bottoms, leather skirt, pants. Now we're seeing a lot of leather tops. And I'm not talking about just your outerwear, but I'm talking about actual leather blouses and that sort of thing. That's a little bit too adventurous for me, especially because, I mean, time might prove me wrong, and some trends we think are trends for the season and they end up sticking around for a while. But, you know, for me, I don't see a lot of practicality in this leather top situation, just because I think it's something that, you know, can get pricey, but then you're going to invest in a piece and only be able to wear it for one season. I mean, I don't think that's really worth it. I like to think about cost per wear, and if I pay a lot of money for a piece, then I like to be able to get a lot of wear out of it. But of course you can, if you really want to experiment, you can go the faux leather route, and I've seen Zara and H&M and some of the high street designers have a lot of faux leather tops, and I've seen some from Zara and ASOS even that, you know, that don't look cheap. They look cute and they look chic, and I just still haven't been brave enough to do it, but I have seen pieces that I like, you know. Or if you don't want to do head to toe, but you don't want to do the same old, you know, just leather bottoms, then that's another reason to invest in a leather top. Otherwise, you know, you can just take out your trusty leather biker jacket, which is never going to go out of style, and pair it with your good old leather pants, which are also not going to go out of style, but where before it was a little bit risque, or, you know, just not really fashionable to wear head to toe leather, you know, make you look like a dominatrix. This is the season to do it if you want to experiment and not spend any money, because I'm sure, you know, most of us have some leather leggings or leather pants and also a leather biker jacket. If you don't, then definitely get those pieces because they're staples and they're gonna stay around for a while. So it's more about, you know, mixing them together. That's the novelty this season. Something else though that I'm seeing a lot is a lot of different hues of leather pieces. You know, where before we see more of like black leather pieces, I do like that, you know, going back to the whole earth tones and monochromes, we're seeing some brown leather pieces more and more, and I really love that. Like, I don't know if I would be adventurous enough to do like blue and green. Like I've seen some pieces out there like that. I wouldn't go that crazy. I'll still keep it with something neutral that I'll be able to wear for future seasons. And that way, you know, you can get more wear out of it. The next trend that I'm absolutely loving for this season is transitioning your silk pieces. So we've seen more and more silk and satin pieces, you know, just being more of a trendy item rather than just a good old classic. And of course, you know, silk is never going to go out of style, but now you know, the satin midi skirts are really in this season, and it's something that you can wear with your strappy sandals during the summer and spring. But now you can transition it beautifully, transition your silk or satin skirt, you know, wear it with some trainer sneakers and a jumper or a cardigan. It looks really fashionable without being overdone, or even you know, depending on the length, if you want to pair that with some knee-high boots, they're definitely pieces that you can transition. I think same thing if you have a satin or silk slip dress. I love those. I love seeing those in the summer, in the spring. But right now you can transition it, and you know, a slip dress is so versatile because you can make it look like a midi skirt, again, depending on the length. If you just throw a jumper sweater over it, and wear with either heels or sneakers or boots, whatever you want. Or you can just still wear as a dress. You just have to layer it up. And you know, if it's really strappy, maybe just wear a turtleneck underneath or something more form-fitting, because with the silk and the satin, you know, if you have something bulky underneath that you're layering under, is going to be more visible than if you have a form-fitting turtleneck that you're layering over, or even a thin t-shirt. Next, something that I am loving this pieces is this romantic Victorian embroidery top situation going on. And you can see I jump right in the bandwagon with the shirt again that fits that theme as well. I like it on its own with what I'm wearing, but this is also a beautiful shirt that you can pair with something that has like spaghetti straps to wear under, you know, to transition that from spring and summer over to fall and the cooler months. But I love this trend. I think it's so feminine. It looks so sophisticated, but at the same time, you can, again, mixing trends here. If you pair that with like a tougher like leather piece and on the bottom, or you know, like a more masculine androgynous type of accessory or shoes even, I like that juxtaposition too, of doing the feminine and the flowy with a little bit of the androgynous and, you know, more masculine pieces. That's cool too. Or if you just want to look like a total sophisticated lady, that's fine too. I think these are beautiful pieces that, you know, depending on what you get, if you don't go overboard with the ruffle situation, it can be something that you can wear for years to come. So I love this kind of trends that are, you know, yes, it's in season, but I know it's a piece that I'm going to be able to get a lot of wear out of, again, thinking about cost per wear. So grab one of those pieces, preferably one that is more on the classic end of things. But if you want to go extra roughly, do that as well. I would just suggest, if you want to do that and get one that's super, super trendy, then just get a cheaper piece so that, you know, you're not investing tons of money into something that next year perhaps is going to make you look totally dated. And another trend that I am absolutely loving this season is suiting and just power jackets, oversized blazers. I think they're so versatile to wear outside of work. For me personally, for work, I like to stick to a more structured, form-fitted blazer, just because I'm an attorney, and you know, there's only so many fashion risks I can take in the courtroom. That, unfortunately, that arena has not evolved as much as other work areas perhaps. So I like to err on the side of caution and be a little bit more safe. But for outside of work, I mean, I love oversized blazers. I love this whole new thing with the it's like a 70s comeback with the oversized belted blazers. So, you know, you can get something that's just maybe 2-3 sizes bigger, like this jacket right here. I'm typically a size 0 or 2 depending on the brand. This one's like a size 6, but it fits so beautifully. I can either roll the sleeves and wear it with something more casual like jeans, even shorts, or I can just, you know, belt it. And that way it gives you more of a nice silhouette, you know, with the shoulders looking a little bit more exaggerated because of the slight padding here, and also the cinching of the waist. Just, I love that silhouette. So I am absolutely loving that trend this season. And at the same time, like some of the other trends we discussed, I like it because it's something that I don't think is super like one season and it's over kind of thing. I've been seeing this trend go strong for a while. It's just, you know, done it is more of incorporating the belted blazers, but I don't think you can go wrong with investing in a nice oversized blazer that doesn't look too slouchy, that still has, you know, lining or something that gives it a little bit of weight or a little bit of structure, so that it doesn't just look like you were rummaging through an old man's clothing bin and came across the jacket. This, you want to look at the actual construction of the jacket. So even though it's bigger than your typical size, sturdy enough, it has the stitching at the seams, everything else is like on point so that you still look tailored even though you're wearing something that's oversized. Last, another favorite of mine this season is color blacking, and it's almost the complete opposite of the whole monochrome situation. It's exciting, I love it, and I think that, you know, the color blacking and also pattern blacking that we are seeing this season is phenomenal. You can do some really interesting things. You can also look really crazy, so you have to be careful with this one here. I think this done very beautifully on the runway this season by Victoria Beckham. Like, she had a lot of pattern blacking, but it was done so tastefully, so it didn't look tacky, you know. Like, you just gotta find the right patterns that go together with the right color combination. And obviously Chanel, they did this as well. I think with Chanel in the autumn winter 2019, it's a safer bet to do it like, you know, with this look right here, where you're layering patterns but you're sticking to the same color family, like, you know, black and white. So like, for example, I love layering black and white polka dots with something that's black and white, like checkered piece. I think when this whole pattern color blacking thing goes out of style, you can still take the separate pieces and wear them separately. And for color blacking, I just, again, also Victoria Beckham autumn winter 2019 collection just had a lot of that, and just beautiful mixes of colors with the purple and red and the purple and orange. And I might do a separate video on just color blacking alone, because I'm obsessed with it at this moment. It's so much you can do with it. But, you know, just experimenting with colors that that you wouldn't typically put together. Like I said, you know, orange and purple, pink and red, or green and red, or, you know, things like that. I would say keep it minimal with makeup, accessories. Whenever, you know, I go big on the main pieces, then I like to keep everything else very simple. But it's definitely a fun trend that I think is worth experimenting with. And thanks for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you next time.